Welcome back to my channel, everybody. This is Errol from Bodies by Errol, here with my sister, my friend V Power. V, please introduce yourself to my followers.
Hi, everyone. Hi, fam. Thanks for having me. It's an honor. It's my first time I give an interview about my journey. Um, Errol invited me to talk a little bit about how I got into fitness. Actually, I'm pretty new. I started when I was turning 30. And I'm 35 now. So my journey is not that long, but I've tried different things. Um, why I started in the first place, I was going through some personal trauma. Um, Something really crazy happened in my life. I lost my husband, and I was left with a child to raise all by myself, and fitness became my escape, my antidepressant, my anti-anxiety medicine. Initially I started with cardio exercises. All I was doing is classes and running and interval running, and um, it was helping, but I was really skinny. I wasn't really putting on muscle. Um, my diet was kind of iffy. And then eventually I started to track my calories to see if I'm doing, intaking correct amount of nutrients. And then I kind of evolved into body weight training. So I stopped the cardio and I was doing a lot of the body weight, my basics, my push-ups, my body weight squats, and it was more like a interval training, like a heat. Again, I wasn't really putting on a lot of muscles, but I was starting to understand the techniques. And my body was showing some definitions. And then that's when I got into um, full on calorie counting, taking progress pictures, and eventually getting a little obsessed with fitness. And then COVID happened, and now I had plenty of time to start lifting. And once I started lifting, there's no way back. I fell in love with it, and that's when I started my Instagram account. It's about 2 years ago when I first started to post my progress and start to get some followers. Um, and and now I am part of the Fit Fam, and I can't even imagine living a different life. I've tried everything possible ever since I started Instagram account. I've been doing kettlebells, yoga. I got into calisthenics. I was lifting really heavy. Um, I was considering deadlifts. The next month, I was going back to the body weight. So now I'm kind of, leaning towards bodybuilding in this moment, but I'm planning to start back on my calisthenics pretty soon. But you know how I am. I keep it different. I don't like to get bored. I keep going with my challenges. Believe it or not, I used to do my push-ups off my knees probably 2 years ago. And right now you can see me pushing 300
Yep.
push-up challenges with people all over the world, and
Yeah.
it's amazing. I can't believe I have friends in Australia. My friend Twinsy, he's doing the challenge with me at the same time, and he has extensive experience in fitness. And here I am, an accountant, and pursuing my fitness hobby slash, my lifestyle.
Yeah.
And anyway,
That's
but
pretty
you can
awesome.
relate.
Yep.
You are professional, but you are so like I don't know, relatable. You make your content so relatable,
Yeah.
and you're really supportive, and I appreciate you so much.
All right. Yeah, V, of course. It's all about support. It's all about building each other up because the fraternity, comes with a lot of people who think that, we can't all grow together. They can be selfish, they can be judgmental. Um, they give criticism without the constructiveness of it. You know, I mean, they put people down. And if somebody doesn't ask, you know, sometimes it doesn't, you don't need to tell them anything. If you're close to the person, if you're and the person have a good relationship, you can always say, you know, you make suggestions and you try to make it, you know, as warm as possible. Don't let them feel uncomfortable doing what they're doing, because a lot of persons, it take a lot of effort for them to actually step out of their comfort zone to even post a video or post a picture of themselves.
Absolutely.
So we need to be,
Absolutely
yeah, we
agree.
need to be more aware of what people do. But for you, you do some great work. Love seeing your videos, especially with the calisthenics, the body weight, the handstands, the rings. Right now, I'm going to order a pair of rings just because I see you and a few other persons
That's
on my page with rings, because I always like, you know, body weight stuff. I like pull-ups, I like dips, I like squats, I like jumping, I like athletic training overall. So, as a mother, as an accountant, how do you make time for, you know, your fitness goals? Share with my followers. How do you make time for your fitness goals? How do you make time for meal prep? How do you make time for your family and everything all at once?
So I decided to make myself a priority. I know when that happened, it was March 2020. I said I have to be healthy. I have to take care of myself mentally and physically, and the best way to do it is through fitness. And I made a priority to save some time during the day to, even if it's a 15-minute or 20-minute workout, it counts. It really counts. And I'm not saying you have to do it every day. The rest is great too, but movement is crucial.
Yeah.
uh, we can't exist without movement. Some days I probably was feeling lazy and I would go all the way all day procrastinating. By the end of the day, I would still try to make my way to the mat and at least do yoga sessions, stretching, mobility, a little breathing, and then walk around and just try to move. And then the funny thing that as much as we don't want to do certain exercises, once we pick up those dumbbells or grab onto the rings or bands and start moving, your body responds in like this magic way where you just want to keep going. And especially if you put some good tunes, your favorite music
Yeah.
on, make us some yummy, I don't know, like energy, I don't know, would you like coffee or I don't know. I don't really take as much pre-workout, but I love
Yeah.
coffee. So like, coffee makes me happy. Coffee makes me going, even if I have just a little bit.
Yeah.
Just I find ways to motivate myself and discipline, obviously. So like right now I'm doing 75 hard. I have to do 2 workouts a day. One has to be outside, one inside. Some days I'm like, oh my god, like I really have no time, but I make time. And there were
Yeah.
instances that were 10 p.m., which is my bedtime, and I was like, no, that's it, I only have 2 hours to complete. I'm going to put on some mobility channel, like a YouTube channel, because
Yeah.
my brain doesn't want to work, and I follow this person routine and then add my twists. And then I'm like, oh wow, I learned something new. And then I go and I check the page and I start following the person. And it's just so interesting how, once you're doing something and you are so into it, you don't really have to put that much effort, right?
Yeah.
It's just
That's
comes
true.
naturally.
That
And
is
the
true.
diet, honestly, I don't. I sometimes I meal prep. Sometimes I don't have time to meal prep. But I know that if I go to the grocery store and I buy all the healthy items, and maybe I'll buy a small, healthy treat like fruit and yogurt, like things like that. I could, like, it's funny because fruit and yogurt I consider my dessert and my indulgence, right? So once you turn your thinking around and find ways to stay healthy and stay on track and not sacrificing, taste of food,
Yeah.
you're winning. You're
Yeah.
winning. And I love the taste of food, actual food, vegetables, eggs. I'm not vegetarian. I do eat meat and I eat fish to a certain amount, but I love vegetables and grains, and I try to incorporate it all in my diet. And if I'm really really into like snack and I want something bad, I don't go for bad. There are ways to eat some protein chips, or I know
Yeah,
I'm a little crazy like that, but like this is the way I live. I choose this lifestyle and it actually tastes good to me.
yeah,
uh,
that's
at this
good.
point, you know what I mean? But I'm not saying one day I'll be at the party and I will never say, I'm not gonna eat your cake. I'll eat a little bit of cake because it's a
Yeah,
respect. And I don't feel bad for it
so you
because
should.
yeah, because you have to enjoy life. It's
Yeah,
just I'm not going to go and buy myself a large cake and eat it at
yeah,
home until I can't
overindulge.
breathe. Like that's not what I do, you know.
So this
Anyway,
is awesome. This is awesome. Really happy we get to do this interview. We get to talk, get to, rap. The the fitness journey is awesome. Sometimes I look back and I was like, if I knew 10, 15 years ago what I know now, I would possibly be in a better place. But I look at it as a journey, and life, all that happens through life is a learning process. You
yeah,
either learn or you grow. So they work both ways. So you learn, you grow. You don't fail. You only fail when you quit, and quitting is not a part of our genetic makeup.
nope.
So we push forward and we we follow each other on social media, and it's like watching you do some stuff. I'm like, yo, people will see me and think that, oh, I just get up one day and do it. It takes practice. I fall a lot.
Yeah,
I miss on the bar a lot doing some of the stuff I do. I miss some of my lifts. I lift really heavy. I'm 41 years old, and I've deadlift up to 550 pounds. I
I
can
know.
possibly go heavier, but sometimes I prioritize form all the time. I prioritize
Oh,
form over lifting heavy. So I'm always working on improving my technique, my squat technique, my deadlift technique, bench press, my compound lifts. And I still now try to incorporate more calisthenics. So I start doing more workouts in my backyard where I started off as a youngster. So now I'm trying to get back into doing more pull ups, more dips, more push ups, body weight stuff, sprinting. Right now, I'm trying to get back into my handstands, trying to get back to the handstand push ups without having to be on a
that's awesome.
wall. So it's a lot of work. But talking to you, I'm always saying, listen, I always want to collaborate. Hopefully, one day, that's one of my things. I want to travel the world and, interview people, do workout collaborations, launch my brand, which is something that's dear to me because my logo was built by one of my students and it was a silhouette of my photo. So I remastered the logo recently, which I just shared. Haven't done a full, launch of it yet, but I'm trying to get there. So that's one of the things I want to collaborate with people. I want to, if I go to do a collaboration, I want to, offer them some gear and we do like, both of us working out, doing a workout of their choice, or we partner to do, the workout schedule or whatever. But, really just sharing and experiencing different cultures, experiencing different types of workouts with different types of people from different places because
Right.
it's always so dynamic. It never becomes boring. It never becomes static. So, last thing I want to know, where do you see V in terms of fitness in the next, say, another 2 years? Since you started in 2 years ago, where do you see
Yeah.
yourself in another 2 years?
Um, I see myself pursuing calisthenics more, and hopefully, I can get my certification eventually. And
Good.
I am approached that every time I go to the gym, people approach me, train me, train me. People write to me, train me. But at this point, I can't because I don't have certificates, and I also don't have time.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm also selfish because I want to train me. I am my own priority now. But eventually I really want to help people too, not just with through my page and personal messages, but through group work and um, you know, do something like boot camps.
Yeah.
That's what I see myself doing. And I don't know, trying to do some seminars and meet more people like you, FitFam. I've I've met about probably 4 people at this point that I've met um, through the
Social
Instagram
media,
account.
yes.
Yes, and it's amazing. Now they're my friends, and I visit them, and then they visit me. And then one of them, I did Tough Mountain Challenge, and I'm hoping to do some Spartan Challenge with her, and
Okay.
possibly run half marathon. And it's just amazing. It's some things I would used to say I would never do this, and then now I'm doing
Yeah.
it. Like I used to say, I'm not going to lift heavy. I was one of those people when I was 30, when that cardio bunny was saying, lifting heavy is not for me. And there I am, deadlifting 100 kilo, and it's a lot for me. It's
Yeah.
much more than my body weight, and it's amazing. But again, I love to mix it up. And yeah, I wish I was interested in one particular fitness niche, but I like it all.
Yeah.
And maybe one day I decide which one I like the best, because right now I love it all. I
That's
guess maybe
awesome.
I'll like I have chance to be an athlete one day.
That is awesome, B. That is awesome. And genuinely appreciate you for
Thank you
being
so
here.
much.
Appreciate you for
I
taking the
appreciate you
time
too.
out to do this interview with me. And I wish you
Absolutely.
all the best on your journey. As I said before, hopefully one of these days we will get the opportunity to meet, work out,
Yeah,
do some collaborations, share with the world that people are people. It doesn't matter where you're from.
absolutely.
Once people have different loves, and fitness is our love, and that's what brings us together and bring this fraternity and this family together.
Yeah.
So have
Thank
yourself
you
the
so
best
much.
day possible. Thank you for having me. Appreciate you
Thank
a lot.
you. Thanks for
Thank you
having
everybody
me.
for tuning in. This is
Bye
B
all.
Power, Errol from Bodies by Errol. See you next time.